Matt Breen. I cover the Phillies for the Philadelphia Inquirer, the Philadelphia Daily News, and Philly.com. Philly's one of the 3 Phillies beat writers at the company. We're at every single home game, and then we travel to every road game, and spend 6 weeks of February and into March in Florida and Clearwater for spring trainings. How do you keep it interesting? And it was a challenge, I'm sure, but I'm getting paid to do it, and this is my job. And at 4 o'clock, you're talking to Gabe Kapler, the manager, and you're asking questions for him. You were writing your pregame story by around 7 o'clock. So that's done. Game starts at 7:05. There's your focus for roughly 3 hours on the game. As soon as that game's done, I need to have a story in about 500 words. 11 o'clock is, ideally is when I'm driving home, and it all starts the next day. As a kid, my mom would always we'd go after school, we'd go to Wawa or 7-Eleven and pick up the newspaper. If it was the Inquirer, the Daily News, New York Post, New York Daily News, USA Today, Baseball Weekly. It was like, there was like 6 newspapers that I was getting, throughout the week, gathering them and reading, the sports section, and just digging through and reading the headlines and looking at the pictures and the box scores, and I couldn't get enough of that. Definitely my dad gave me my love of sports and my love for baseball and all 4 sports. Really. My favorite team growing up was the Phillies, but I was growing up as what they call a 4-for-4 guy, and I loved all 4 Philadelphia sports teams. Couldn't get enough of sports, and I loved playing sports, but I wasn't really too good at playing sports. So I think it came to a point where I wanted to work in sports and be a part of that sports team, but I knew I couldn't play for the Phillies. My love of writing in newspapers and reading about sports could be a career. So I was able to blend those 2 things together, my love for the Phillies and my love for the coverage of the Phillies, and to be able to be that guy. And then I started working for the Inquirer my freshman year at Temple. I got a job, an entry-level job at the Inquirer, worked in their high school sports department. Got off the subway, had never been to Burlington Spring Garden before in my life. I look up and at the end of the block on Burlington Hill, the Inquirer building is majestic, beautiful white top building with a clock. It looks almost like City Hall, and it's just like I had seen that in pictures, and now I'm like, wow, I'm walking in there to work. And it was just, to be like a fan of growing up in Philadelphia and loving the newspapers and loving, everything that came out of them. I was like, wow, I'm walking in there. That is really cool. And I always think back to that. I'll never have that feeling again. Back to grade school, high school, if you asked me what I wanted to do, it's like a pro wrestler, firefighter, or cover the Phillies.